Hello, SimTheWorld here, continuing our series in car restorations. Today in the junkyard, I pulled out a doozy. Can you guys guess what this is? I'd be surprised if you can from this hunk of junk. This is the Ford Edsel. Now you gotta go back, way back in time. This came out at the end of 1957 and ran all the way till the end of 1959. This was, for Ford, quite a big flop of a car. Never received good reviews. They did not make any, so there aren't many around today. But they're quite collectible if you can find them. This is our project. Now, as we start to dive deeper into these car restorations videos, you're going to really see my taste in vehicles start to pop out. Now, I really like the fast cars, I like the powerhouses, the muscle cars, fantastic. But the cars that really tug at my heart are these old classics, 1950s, early 60s cars. Big tail fins, they're works of art. Not like cars you see today, which are plasticky, conform to whatever's the most aerodynamic, whatever's the most efficient, uses the least materials. These things, these were chiseled steel, like, they're massive. There's no need for, look at this tail end. You're fitting multiple bodies in this trunk. You don't need that space in this car. So this is something that, for myself, I really enjoy. I like the big looking cars. And you know that whoever, sketched these out, planned, and engineered these really put their heart and soul into them. And that's why they still, after 60, 70 years, these cars are still collectible. They're still sought after. And they're still making their way into games like this, where current generations don't even know what this thing is. Haven't even seen one in the real world. And that, I think, is what makes it a timeless classic. So enough talking about this car. I'm going to get to work. We got to rip everything out. We're going to redo everything. If you're playing the game, this is a modded car. I don't think I mentioned the year. So the modder, there's the production of the car itself ran for a couple years. There's a couple different model years and quite a bit of a distinction between them in design. This appears to most closely resemble the 1958 Ford Edsel, but he took inspirations from all three model years that they produced. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and just call this a 58. Make it simple for the video. You could see that in the description and the title. And it'll make it simpler on me going through this and talking about it. So if you go ahead and pick this up out of the modded workshop, there's a few options. It's not one of those where you can pick every sort of little piece that goes into the bodywork and how it looks. But it does give you a little bit of customization. You do have to be aware that it does require, this is a Ford engine. I know, Ford Edsel, big surprise. I believe you do need the DLC for it to work. The Ford DLC, to be specific. So something to keep in mind. It's nice that the modders are taking advantage of the DLCs, since there's more parts, there's more engine types, things that look a little more realistic rather than just the generic pieces. But I know not everyone buys all the DLC. Jesus, they've got 12 or 15 at this point. It adds up a lot of money. So pick and choose what you need. Make sure to check out the mod descriptions completely before you try to install, otherwise you'll probably have some issues. Alright, enough talking. We really got a lot of work to get done. Alright, so I've got everything ripped out of this car. It is down to 1% on body and parts. So the frame's at 20%. Apparently, sitting in the junkyard, the interior, not an issue. 100% condition. Either that or it's 100% because it doesn't exist. Things to think about. Alright, so I always find this the most satisfying to watch, so I'm going to share that with you guys. $1,000 and boom, it looks brand new. That welder just took off all the rust. It welded on some purple color too. This color will not stay, I will assure you that. So the engine's pulled, I gotta work on that some. I'm gonna throw the suspension on under here. And there we have it. We have finished up the suspensions all on the vehicle. Doesn't that look pretty good? The one thing I will mention just on the exhaust again, not all of the tuning parts are in the game. As you can see, the front exhaust pipes aren't the nice chrome looking color because we don't have performance parts for those. Such a shame. Alright, let's go ahead and we gotta get to work on the engine. Let's go ahead. I've actually done some of the work already, getting it ready to go. You've seen us build a lot of the engines. This is one of the DLCs. This is the 385. I thought it'd be nice to kind of finish it up. You guys don't need to see me installing the pistons and whatnot. That's just a lot of tedious work. And it's not necessary. I don't have an oil filter? Come on. I thought I picked one up. We need the OHV. There we go. Let's try to finish this engine up. It seems like I'm missing a lot of the parts. Oops. We want the performance parts. That 2% boost will come in handy. We do lose the powder blue look though, but I think that's alright. We want to find a better carburetor too. We're going to have to go back to the shop and do a little bit of shopping just to get an idea of what's needed. Let's throw on what I have in stock. I'm sure this is like most engine jobs too, where it's constantly running back to the shop, getting new parts that you missed or forgot, or that don't work. Luckily in this game, there's only so much drama that can go wrong. Everything fits together perfectly and snugly. Wish I could get a better camera angle. It's the one downside of the engine stand. It's very difficult to get a good view, which is weird because that's the whole point of the engine stand. Get the electrical. I don't think I have wires. Yeah, we're gonna have to go grab those as well. I'll just hold off until we get the rest on, just to make sure there's nothing else we're missing. I will say the engine model in this game looks really good. This is, again, part of the Ford DLC. You won't get this in the base game. Gotta cough up that extra cash. But if you get them on sale for a couple bucks, it's more than worth it. Gotta wait for that sale. We got the base. We got the performance filter. And the cover. I believe all we need is the wires. They're all red. They all look the same. That's another easy addition that I would think would be quick to make. Would be custom colors on parts like these, like the performance specifically. Why can't we have black cabling or yellow cabling? A sleeve or something wouldn't be that difficult to add, and in the game mechanics itself, it should just be a difference of a shader or two. Alright, I think this engine is done. It's ready to come off the stand and ready to go in the car. Let's go ahead and do that. Fantastic. So we got some interior work to do, we got some body work to do. Go ahead and should throw that battery on the charger while we're waiting. Yeah, it's only at 21%. Luckily, I always keep one on the charger just in case. The radiator's no good. We need a new radiator. Anything else? Brake servo we've got. I think that's the last thing, the radiator. That's not too bad. This car's coming along well. I'm going to finish up putting on the transmission, getting the body on, and getting it over to paint. And I'll meet you guys over at the finished vehicle. So here we have it. It's the 1958 Ford Edsel. Even says that on the rear fender. So the modder itself himself did a fantastic job. This car looks really good. I love the chrome trim. Trying to keep the cursor from popping up and putting text there. The wheels look good. The lines look good on this car. It looks fantastic. Now, I know everyone back in the day made fun of the grille. I think it looks unique in a day and age where cars all look the same and look kind of lame, in my opinion. Something unique and a little bit of flair is always nice to have. My one complaint, and this isn't with the mod, this is with the game itself, the interior parts. Like, okay, we see that the modder wanted to do a cream color. I would have been all about that. But there's only one front bench that fits in this car, and it's a black front bench. I tried to match the steering wheel with the trim. Of course, we've got a Mercedes logo there, but what can you do? Hopefully in future games, I really want to see where we get this color feature for parts, especially the interior. Like, there's no reason why we can't have a white or a cream bench in here, something like that. But that is for a video for Car Mechanic Simulator 2021, hopefully. With that, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you got any ideas for cool cars to do in the full restoration series, be sure to leave that down in the comments. Otherwise, thanks for watching as I simulate my life one game at a time. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss any of the future action. You can follow on Twitter for updates of future games being played, as well as follow on Twitch as I try to stream 3 days a week. Thanks, and I'll see you next time at SimTheWorld.